All right, this is going to be another breakdown. Richie Martinez, Craig Jones. I have not watched this, but somebody sent me a clip of the ending, so I'm actually curious to see a different angle on actually what happened. But yeah, let's get started on it. Make sure to click on the link in the description where you can join the Sweet Science of Fighting Underground and get access to all the strength and conditioning programs and submit your own footage to be broken down. So let's jump into it. Looks like this is going to be a short match. I have about a 3-minute mark on my video here. All right, so we got a course of guard pulling. These guys have gone. I've done a breakdown with these guys before, many years ago. As you know, Gio has a really good guard. I'm sorry, not Gio. Sorry, Richie has a really good guard. Of course, rubber guard, all that stuff. Got to watch out for all that. But that's not the only thing. He's got good leg lock setups. I was just about to say there's going to be some leg lock entries. Okay, so Craig's not panicking here. There's no, as the general rule, I always tell guys when I'm teaching leg locks is one of the pretty basic principles is keeping the legs, your opponent's legs open when they're attacking your legs, especially with this straight ankle type grips. If you can notice here, there's Richie has a straight ankle grip on Craig's leg here. As long as, Craig keeps the legs open here, keeps his hips up, elevated above Richie's, there's not going to be a problem. The issue here, I would say, is that, with the ankle lock grip, Richie could actually start to wrestle up and come forward. I mean, this is, it's a good grip. But in order to finish off a leg lock with this ankle lock, he'll need to get his legs entangled around Craig's legs and get Craig's hips to the ground or go belly down. So there we go. So there's the inside leg is reaping over. So now we're entering into a double outside ashi position. Double outside ashi, I'll just say real quick, double outside ashi, you have to be very careful because you can get your back taken pretty easily from there. But if you really study the position, you'll find that there's ways to counter these attacks. But it's okay. So right off the bat, Craig does a counter. He's looking to grab the outside leg and do a counter leg attack here. And you can see that Richie respects that counter attack because he let go of his attack in order so that way he can start to move his hips around and move his body around to counter the attack. And Craig's just trying to get a wrap on the opposite side leg. There could have been I couldn't really see the angle, but there could have been an Aoki or something, some sort of rotational movement he was trying to, rotational submission he was trying to pull off there. But it definitely got a reaction from Gio, and he didn't want to get into some sort of leg lock and battle or race with Craig. As a general rule, I always say I don't like getting into races with the legs. Again, I'll always say that if you run into several different things. If you get into a leg entanglement and the other person starts attacking your legs, either they're better, they're more flexible, or they just don't care about their leg and they'll let you break their leg while they break yours. So, and that's not always the case. I shouldn't say that they're better than you, that they're attacking your legs. They could just be going for it and not be as good as you, but just not care about their leg. So for that reason, I always recommend to not get into a race with the legs. Of course, a high level, this is different. So now we're getting connection to 2-on-1 with the leg, trying to drag him in. Craig scooting towards him and trying to suck the legs back in. And Richie, getting mixed up with his brother. Richie is actually keeping the inside leg here. Keeping his right leg on the inside position. There's a lot of pummeling going on. It looks like Craig was just trying to establish a grip on the leg and then worry about the leg entanglement after he gets the grip. So, Richie's, he keeps framing out on Craig here because basically what Craig's doing is it appears what he's doing is he's threatening a leg, but he's also threatening coming forward and to pass. And then he's threatening the leg, and then he's coming forward. This is a great way to play leg locks. It used to be old school. They would say like, if you do leg locks, then your passing sucks, and it's a and apparently that's all you're going to do is leg locks, and the rest of your jiu-jitsu will suffer. It can be the case if that's all you focus on. I suppose there is a case to be made to actually learning leg locks. You really have to focus on them to learn them. But when you do actually learn them, you'll see that your passing is better, and because you have more attacks and you have more threats, and you can get more reactions from your opponent. And so getting more reactions from your opponent's good when you're trying to pass the guard. Just doing good here. He's getting up. He's leaning forward, and he's getting his kind of a body lock here, wrapping around the hip right over here. Issue is that Craig, his weight's down on this knee right here. He's still in this knee right position. You can see Craig's angle here. His weight's coming forward. It would be very difficult for Richie to actually wrestle up here. So I like what he's doing here. Richie, he's playing like kind of this quarter half. He could go to his knees here. Switch from quarter half. Richie's outside leg here. It looks like he's trying to reap through. And Craig's, he's still in this ashigrami position, stuck in this ashigrami, the single leg X. There's no grip on the leg here. And, again, as long as Craig keeps monitor the legs here, the entanglement, it's not a problem. And that's the angle that I saw a day or so ago. Somebody sent me this, and I was looking at it, and I couldn't really tell what happened. My first thought was maybe a toe hold, because I couldn't see the angle, because this is a pretty common position for a toe hold. Again, we're probably going to see a different angle. So let's see if we see a different angle here. Oh yeah, he messed up his leg. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna kind of fast forward here and see if they'll give us a different angle. Here we go. Okay, so you can see here, again, this is the problem with leg locks that you'll run into is when you start doing leg locks. If you go against someone who's actually very confident in their defense, they're going to be throwing up counterattacks all over the place. As a matter of fact, even I'll do this sometimes, is if I'm confident that I'm better in the leg entanglement, and sometimes that's easy to figure out just by grabbing the person's leg and seeing what their response is. If they panic, then I'll typically know that they're not as versed on the legs maybe as I am. And so I'll feed my leg into this single leg X position because a single leg X is one of the more common positions to enter into, but it's also a very easy position to technically defend. On top of that, you can actually set up counters in this when somebody does a single leg X on you. So that means when Richie throws up his legs like this, both his legs are available to attack. This outside leg right here, the leg that's reaping over, you can grab an Aoki on. You can even do a counter ankle lock. You can reverse ankle lock. There's different things you can do on the outside, and certainly on the inside leg over here, you can produce heel hooks and you can produce toe holds, and this is even crowbars and things like this. You want to get kind of silly with it, steam locks. But point is that there is a lot of attacks available from this position while being fairly safe in the position as long as you're comfortable in it. And it looks like Richie was actually throwing the leg over to the opposite side, thinking maybe the idea was to take this leg and swim it behind and hook behind Craig here and to actually go into a back attack. Okay, so we can see it right here. So it looks like it was a toe hold. So it is a toe hold, but he set it up so the arm is reached over top for a classic toe hold, but his left arm over here is going under his own leg and grabbing the toe. This is really interesting because I don't think I've seen this before, this particular setup, but I can see how this could actually be even more devastating, because when Craig would sit, when he sits down here, I mean, there's no stopping the fall. And in the fall is where the submission actually happens. But as he's falling, his leg being on top of his own left hand here, which is grabbing the toes, is probably going to add additional pressure to that downward motion that his left hand is putting on Richie's toes here. So you can see right there, you can see that his left arm was under his own leg, and so I'm sure that actually added a little bit of pressure, was added by his left leg there. And let's see if we can just we'll probably play it again. Here we go. So he's feeding the single leg X, fairly comfortable position if you're leg lock savvy. It's not okay. So he reached behind his own leg. Okay, so reach behind. Richie goes to throw to the outside here, and there's the toe hold. The issue is now that Craig has the leg. He's rotating the leg out in this direction. His toes are going this direction, and so in order for Richie to actually turn out of this, he has to go to his left, but it's not enough time because Craig is already falling. Plus, he's going to be blocked off here with with Craig's right leg. And even if, I would say if Craig wasn't able to get this position, you can see that his right leg is actually getting clearing the knee line, which is he could actually produce, actually go into a double outside Acai of his own, and start to maybe produce a leg lock if he can free Richie's foot on his far left leg. So this was really interesting to watch. I'll say, both these guys really good, obviously. Again, when you play with the legs and somebody else is actually very good at the legs too, you're giving your legs. So just understand that as soon as you start attacking someone's leg and they're more comfortable, they can attack you back and they can catch you. So this was a pretty short breakdown. That was faster than I thought it would be. Yeah, that was a good match. I'm going to continue doing more breakdowns and finish a couple ones from the previous two teams, and we'll check those out.